abandon my scheduled live stream because for some reason there was an echo. So hopefully people will just know to join this one. Really annoying, but I had a few people in the previous one. Yeah, hopefully people will know to come and join this one. Feels weird talking in a room full of no people, but yeah, I suppose people will be watching it on playback. So I'll wait for some people to come on in. If anybody's here, please let me know if the sound's working okay. I can see one person has joined. I had to abandon my scheduled live stream because it was just echoing. It just sounded absolutely shocking. Let me know if you guys can hear. Hopefully people made it okay from my scheduled live stream. Hey, 40-year-old vegan, how are you? Can you hear me okay? Ah, perfect. I had to abandon my scheduled live stream because, yeah, the sound was just echoing, and as soon as I ended it, it wouldn't let me like restart it or anything. So yeah, that's really annoying, but oh well. Yeah, it is freezing, but I've got like 5 or 6 layers on, so I think I'll be okay. I've got like 2 hoodies and a jumper underneath my coat, so, and my snood and my hat. So yeah, I should be all right. So yeah, what I might do is take you guys for a walk around, show you what's going on. Yeah, no worries. Leave animals fuck alone. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you later. Can't remember what I was saying now. So I'm in the East Midlands. Yeah, very well prepared. I'm in Leicester, I believe. It took me quite a while to get here from where I live, around about an hour. I didn't realise it was that far away, so hence why I've started a little bit later. But yeah, I'm gonna walk and talk. I'll try and keep the tripod a little bit steadier. And I'm at a cow slaughterhouse. So this slaughterhouse, they only slaughter cows. They are supposedly the biggest beef processing facility in the UK and Ireland that only slaughter cows. And yeah, this place, if you go on their website, called Foyle, I'll show you the sign in a minute. Got Adam with me as well. He's also live streaming. Got 2 guys over here with signs. Don't know if you can see them in the background. Yeah, we've got truck just leaving, empty. They pulled in before I got here. So, workers there. They have got a reception, but after what happened last time, I don't know if anybody was on my live stream. Yeah, I walked in to find the reception area to try and talk to somebody, ask about their facility, and yeah, we got attacked. So I'm kind of like hesitant to do that again. There's another truck around here. Oh look, they're closing the gates now anyway. So yeah, let me show you where I'm at. Foyle Food Group, Melton Mowbray. So Foyle Food Group, if you go to their website, yeah, largest cow slaughterers in the UK and Ireland. I think they slaughter over 7,000 cows a week. Fowl Food Group, yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. But they boast like welfare on their website. I mean, I don't know why they're hiding behind these gates here, considering that they're so ethical. You know, surely if you're so ethical and you're boasting the best standards out of any other slaughterhouse, then you know, you should want glass walls. You should want everybody to see what you're doing. You know, show all the other slaughterhouses how it's done. You know, if it's so ethical, you've designed your layerage from Temple Grandin. But no, if I do see anybody, I'll try and shout over to them, ask if we can come in and have a look, because, you know, if I'd invented... Got a truck? Where?
This one? I don't know that one.
Yeah, this is not a truck. It's just like it's not got any animals on. Smotty Too Hotty, if you're just up the road from here, come on down, say hi.
Hey, Marianne.
Are any of the guys gay? I'm not sure about these guys' sexuality, to be honest. No, I don't think KFC chicken is made in a lab. I think it's made using chickens. Well, that's what the evidence shows us. Wow, how cold it is today, man. I could like see the cold air coming out my mouth. Right, so apparently there is a path down the side.
We're looking to see the truth today.
Look, here we got some.
What truly goes on in
Oh,
there.
I am gay. Hi. Yeah, I am gay too. Yeah, I don't think there's any animals on this one. Don't know when this truck came in. But they say they have a layerage, right? And a layerage is like a pen where they hold the animals. So, yeah, I don't know how long these animals are having to wait before they're slaughtered. But, yeah, I think, you know, for any animal coming to a slaughterhouse, you know, you've got to remember that these are prey animals. And, oh look, we've got another small truck coming out there, taking their cows to slaughter. Yep, coming out empty. Maybe he has got cows on there, and he's now about to offload. I don't know, no, he's coming out. So yeah, as you can see, we've got a mix. We've got some big trucks like this from larger farms, and then we've got some smaller, like family farm kind of trucks as well. But it's been quite busy, to be honest. We've already seen like a couple of trucks not going in but coming out, and we've only been here for a few minutes, so yeah. I'm just wondering. Oh look, they've got like a ramp coming off the back of their truck. So I'm wondering if we can see some cows coming down off that ramp. It might be difficult to see from here. But yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on this in case cows are being offloaded, because it looks like there's a ramp there, unless we've missed that. Are you not going to Najib's? No, I'm not going to Najib's. You know, I'm not targeting one particular slaughterhouse. It's all of them. They're all rotten. So it's not about one slaughterhouse. It's not about halal slaughterhouses. It's about all of them, the whole system. Oh look, I just saw a cow, I think. Are they recording us? That's fine. They can record us if they want. Not sure why. Not sure why they want to do that. Yeah, so yep, you can see there's a cow. I'm not sure how well you can see here, but they're coming out off the truck here. See here. Yep. Yep, so they should all be shut down. So yeah, for a prey animal, places like this are absolutely terrifying, because these animals, they can smell for miles and miles. They know the smell of the blood and the pheromones. They're not stupid. You know, it's part of their survival that they know about this. And I can hear them crying inside as well. Can anyone hear this? I can hear shouting and the cows crying.
They've got them all in now.
Absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I think we'll go walk around to the side, see if we can see anything there.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to go walk around the public footpath down the side now.
Absolutely horrendous. Call the cops. I don't know why. I don't know what the cops are going to do.
So close the
See this? Okay, so there's a gate here. Yeah, I can hear people shouting at the cows. They have to get them to go a certain way that they want them to go. This is what I can see right now.
Okay, just teaspoon. Thanks.
So this is the front where I just was. I've just walked around here.
People definitely noticing us now.
Disgusting place. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I want to keep my tripod as still as I can. It's really difficult because it's a bit bigger than I am. It's such a shame that we have places like this, because you know this is actually could actually be quite beautiful. You know, countryside, nice, fresh, crisp morning, and then they have a hellhole like this. What a shame.
The sound is cutting out. Oh, okay. So
Right,
yeah, we're
I am
outside Royal
walking around.
Slaughterhouse in Melton
Just going to see if I can see anything else. Oh, I can see. I think I can see the pen. Hang on, I'll show you what I can see now. So that's where the cows were being offloaded into this lairage, whatever they want to call it. See if I can see. God, I'm on a hill and it's actually like really steep. And yeah, so if I fall flat on my face, I don't mind. I don't mind falling. Oh, it's icy as well. It's slippery. I sound like an elderly person. Oh look, there's a guy here.
Morning.
Hiya.
Yeah, we're not here to cause any disruption. Just get moved. Oh, is this? Okay. We thought this was a public footpath on the side.
Footpath goes round the back.
Oh, well I was...
This is actually private land.
Oh, I was actually wondering if I could come in. Why? Because like obviously you guys like boast that you know, the best kind of standards and stuff. So you know, surely you'd want to show all the other slaughterhouses how it's done.
All we have slaughterhouses comply to the same rules as we do.
Oh, so you're not any special than anyone else?
Well, no, we all have standards.
Yeah, but you're like, you know, the best standards. Yeah.
But you are on private land.
But you designed this from Temple Grandin, right?
No, we will do. Could we just check with like trucks? Could we get like a minute or so just to see the animals?
Well, they'll be coming in, but I can't stop them because
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Cheers.
that's fine. As long as they stay on the board.
So yeah, apparently we're not allowed in. Don't know why. Because yeah, apparently this is private land. At least we weren't met with violence like we were with the other places. But yeah, I don't know, if this is private land, why don't they extend the like fences? I mean, we're better off going out the front anyway, so we don't miss any trucks. I just wanted to see what we could see, and to be honest, I don't think there's much else to see anyway, apart from that little layerage. But yeah, the cows have all gone in now. Hey Fury Brenton, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Good day, AK. So I'm trying to walk and read at the same time. P Ghost. Oh, I've just been trying to climb that hill without falling on my ass in front of everyone. So yeah, we're not allowed in. That's a shame. Oh look, we've got another vegan.
Yeah, I was just talking to you on the stream. I said,
Right.
Yeah, this guy decided to join us today.
Somebody saw us on the stream and said, oh, I live close to here.
Told this
And
bit's private.
they came down.
But we're allowed to
Truck.
go
Oh
back
no,
on
it's not a
the
truck.
front. Hopefully we'll see some trucks. Go in. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes I come here like every now and then just to live next door.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, especially in the summer when you can smell it really bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So right now, those cows,
Oh, you're in Canada.
they'll be in the lairage, probably waiting in the slaughter line, scared out of their minds because they can hear the cries of the other cows. They can smell the pheromones, the blood. Absolutely terrifying experience. Fury Brenton, been watching since my third video upload. Wow, that must be for quite a while, yeah? A couple of years. You know what? It's really, really cold today. So I thought I'd wrap up, and I think I've actually gone a bit too overboard because I'm actually really warm now. Oh. Yeah, maybe I'll take off my snood. Keep that on because I've got hat hair. So yeah, those cows, what will happen then, they'll be led into a stun box. They'll have a bolt gun in their head, and then they'll be hung upside down by their leg, and they'll have a knife shoved in their throat, and then they'll be dismembered. So yeah, absolutely horrific, and I can't even begin to imagine the amount of stress and the amount of fear that those cows are experiencing right now. You know, I was anxious on my way driving down here, just thinking about what these cows are going through. And I was thinking, wow, if I'm this anxious just at the thought of it, imagine how anxious the cows must be, having to endure what they're going to endure. Absolutely, Renee, completely unnecessary. You know, if you're not vegan, you can choose something else rather than put these sentient individuals through this. Good morning, dude and the dog. Yeah, it's absolutely horrific. So I don't think we're going to be able to see much today, apart from maybe slaughter trucks. We've already had some, but I'm going to go stand a little bit further, closer to the gates, so that when a truck does come, we'll be prepared. Another worker there. What is he doing working in a place like this? I don't know what his role is, but working for a place like this, honestly, it is awful. Oh look, that looks like one of the slaughterers, because they have the hang on. like the red overalls. They always have red overalls.
You know, we're not here to review, we're here to, you know, have an open conversation with you.
I've been vegan for just over 4 years. Around about the same time as you, Fury Brenton.
Yeah, all these are good recommendations.
Yes, thank you for reminding me, David. Smash the like, share this live stream. Actually, I'd really appreciate it if people could get this out there, because this isn't actually my scheduled live stream. So the link on my story, the link that I've put out there, it's not going to work because I had problems with my sound earlier. So I had to abandon my scheduled live stream and I had to start up another one. They giving away free steaks or something down there. Yeah, I don't know what it is with trolls, but they can never spell, like ever. No, they're not giving away free steaks. I don't know why. What is it with you guys? Did you not pass English? Thank you, David, Daniel. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hopefully we'll get some more people in. What type of slaughterhouse am I at? I'm at a cow slaughterhouse. I'll show you actually just behind me. It's called Foyle. Hang on a minute, I'll show you the front sign because it actually shows you where I am. So, here we go. Foyle Food Group, Melton Mowbray. Adam's there giving somebody an interview. So that guy, he was on my live stream earlier today, and then he said, I live just down the road from there. So now he's came and joined us, which is cool. I mean, what are the chances? Yeah, so this is a cow slaughterhouse, Foyle. They are the largest cow slaughterers in the UK and Ireland, who are just cow slaughterers. They slaughter, on their website it says 7,000 cows a week. They have, I think, like 4 facilities in England, and then they have a couple in Ireland as well. I know they've got this one, which is in the East Midlands, and they've also got one down in Gloucester as well. So yeah, just cows that they do. And I was just around there speaking to one of the guys about the facility, because on their website they boast, you know, all of these like gold standards. You know, we don't do no stun slaughter. The cows, they haven't had any antibiotics. They've not had any growth hormones. You know, they're like the best of the best. You know, very high welfare. They designed their lairage based on advice from Temple Grandin, who is like a specialist in animal welfare. So her work, what she does is basically try to minimise the amount of stress that the animals go through in a slaughterhouse. What's your woolly hat made from? Not from animals. So yeah, this is like the best of the best. And I said to him, you know, if this is the best of the best, why can we not come in, you know, show everybody else what how slaughterhouses should be? But no. And despite that, we've still heard cows crying as they're going in. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely disgusting. And the thing is, places like this, they're completely unnecessary. So it doesn't matter if you tickle these animals to death and they die, you know, laughing and happy. They have a preference to live. They don't deserve to have their lives to be taken. So, you know, whatever standard, it's irrelevant because it's all unnecessary and it's all horrific. I can guarantee the cows that pull up here, they'll be scared out of their minds because they can smell the blood and the fear and the pheromones from all the other cows. They can hear their cries and they know what's coming. They know what's coming, and everything in their body is telling them to run, but they can't because there's nowhere for them to go. It's actually such a beautiful day here today, even though it's November and it's really cold. It's so lovely.
This on the road with signs. And then is it to spot
Hi Martin.
And then yeah, someone else who's
Mad
actually on
Mick
the
says
road
who?
with signs.
Who's Mad Mick? Is that guy Mad Mick? Thanks for being there. Thank you for being here, Miss Teaspoon. Good morning. So what do you eat? Wilson, I eat everything that's not come from an animal. So actually there's far more plants than there are animals. You know, with animals you've got beef, chicken, pork, bacon, eggs, milk. We've got a whole load of plants out there. In fact, most of your diet is probably made up of plants. You know, plant calories make up like 82% of global calories. So most people eat mostly plants anyway. So there's so many things that you could eat. And actually, I eat everything that you eat apart from the plant-based version, because as a vegan, you can have burgers, you can have hot dogs, you can have cereals, you can have chips, you can have curries, you can have spaghetti bolognese, lots of different types of pasta. You can have everything you need without having to put individuals through absolute torture. Can me and Mad Mick? Who is Mad Mick? 16 Tech. Of course you can join us if you're vegan. Join Gem's membership. Yeah, thank you, David. So yeah, I would like to do more of this. So that would be fantastic. Do you break into church and rob donation box? Why would I do that? What's going on? So I'm outside a slaughterhouse, rocking. It is very cold, but I'm actually quite toasty. I've got like 4 layers on, and I think I've like overdone it. So I've just taken my snood off because I'm too hot. How long? Oh, is this Mad? Are you Mad Mick? Oh, you're not Mad Mick. Somebody keeps talking about Mad Mick. How long are we here for? Probably at least a couple hours. So I've been here for half an hour, at least another 90 minutes. It just depends how many people join, how much we can see. I haven't really got a cut-off point, to be honest. I don't think I'll be here. Oh, thank you so much, Renee. I think Renee's just joined as a member. That's so kind of you. Yeah, I don't think we'll be here past 12, because yeah. But yeah, you and Mad Mick, come on down here. Potatoes, squash, nuts, seeds. Yeah, I mean, I could list everything that I eat, but it would take me probably half an hour to list everything. Maybe not that long, but yeah, there's so much variety. How do we feel about, oh my days. Right, so rocking, that is called an appeal to futility. What you're doing right there, the fossil fuels. An appeal to futility is this argument that just because we can't be perfect and we can't live in a perfect world, that we shouldn't even strive to do better. I mean, I don't care about fossil fuels. I care about sentient individuals having their rights violated. How do you feel about that? Shipping the nuts across the seas. And actually, to be honest, your argument is actually in favour of veganism, because we can reduce the amount of shipping we do if everybody adopts a plant-based diet. You know, most shipping, most food transportation is to feed the 92 billion land animals who are slaughtered every year globally. Not the 8 billion humans. So stop with the nonsense. So all the animals the farmers kill to do work on those plants are okay. It's same everywhere, not for cows. I think that's like a crop death argument. No, it's not okay to kill animals to protect crops, and we should look for, you know, more friendly ways to do that, but that doesn't justify us exploiting animals at the same time. You know, that's a separate issue that can be improved and that we should work on, but it doesn't mean that we should also exploit and farm animals at the same time. So, and actually most crops are grown to feed farmed animals again, so it's still a vegan argument. Like the amount of people that say like vegan arguments, it's just ridiculous. Oh, you've been vegan for 2 months, nice. Yeah. You know, never too late to go vegan. You know, whether you've been vegan for 1 month or whether you've been vegan for 10 years, you know, we're all on the right side of history. That's what you got to remember. All on the right side of history. You know, we've all got something in common. We're all fighting for these individuals. Yeah, so it's never too late to go vegan. Never. I think slaughterhouse. Thank you, Jane Evans. I think I'm a little bit behind with the chat actually. What if you have to eat a chicken to save 100 chickens? In what circumstance would that be? I mean, here's a better question, Piet. What if you have to eat a plant to save a cow or a chicken? Why wouldn't you choose that? Lentil soup yesterday, nice. Oh shit, oh no, I'm not that far. In the morning I have oatmeal, banana, blueberry smoothie. That sounds very healthy. To be honest, I just have something quick that doesn't take very long, like some toast or cereal. Yeah, Renee, when non-vegans make pro-vegan arguments. What about the people who humanely hunt wild boars in Florida? What about the people who humanely hunt humans? Is it humane to kill somebody who doesn't want to die? Yeah, no, it's not. And just because they're ruining all kinds of wildlife, I tell you who's ruining the most amount of wildlife is humans. We're the most destructive species on the planet. So if you think that we're justified to murder somebody just because they're destroying other species, we should be at the top of the list. We're the most destructive of everyone. But no, it would not be acceptable to do that to humans, so why would it be acceptable to do that to any other animals? You know, maybe look for a solution, like, you know, protecting the other animals or sectioning them off or contraception, or, you know, that's what they're made to do, made for, to make food. Yeah, Wilson, again, I don't know if you're the same person, but I don't know why trolls can never spell. That's what people would have said back in the day about people who have different colour skin to them. That's what they're for, to be slaves. People who bred dogs for fighting, well, that's what they're for. They're bred to fight. It does not justify it. Bacteria is far more destructive. Bacteria is not a sentient individual, so I don't know what the point is. Is it wrong? Is what wrong? Yeah, so we haven't seen a truck in maybe like 20 minutes. If anybody has any questions about where I am, so for anybody who may have just recently joined, we're at Foil Food Group, so it's a cow slaughterhouse. This company slaughters, it's the biggest cow slaughterer in the UK and Ireland. They slaughter 7,000 cows a week. They have about 4 slaughterhouses in England, I believe, and they have a couple in Ireland as well. Yes, Wes, nobody does need animal flesh. People need meat. I mean, tell that to the millions of vegans and even vegetarians who don't eat meat. I'm not making a comparison between the two, but no, you definitely do not. Every single nutrient that we need, we can get as vegans. Steve Jobs died eating carrots. What the hell? What do you enjoy, Patrick? Hey Harry, how are you? Thank you for joining. I'm glad you made it onto here because yeah, basically I had an issue this morning, and yeah, the live that I scheduled, it was echoing, so I had to end that, and then once I'd ended it, I couldn't restart it, so I had to start up a whole brand new live stream. So yeah, the links that I've shared, they won't work. In fact, if anybody could share this new link in vegan groups or whatever, just to say that this is the new link, that would be really helpful, just in case somebody tries to join and they can't because it's ended. Yeah, but I did hope that people would find their way here. And smash that like as well, please, guys. I want to get this out here. We've only got 19 people here so far. But yeah, obviously I had to come off my scheduled live, which is annoying, as I had people waiting in there already. I think most people have found their way here though. Steve Jobs had pancreatic cancer. Yeah, I mean, if you are just eating carrots, then, you know, we should be in a varied plant-based diet. You're not going to get every nutrient that you need from just carrots, are you? So, it's no wonder.
We have not had that today. We just tried to have a conversation with one person, but he wasn't really willing to have it.
If a farmer was exhausted, injured, or financially stressed while harvesting crops, you'd have to avoid the produce because human suffering was involved. How would avoiding buying his produce make him less stressed? Surely he'd be more stressed because he wouldn't have as much money. That's a really weird comment. Beef, it's what for dinner. So yeah, basically, Sweet 223, you're the reason that these individuals are in here right now, you know, crying for their lives, trembling, crying out, trying to look for an escape. Have you seen Dominion? Have you seen what these individuals go through, being exploited? What if it was you in their position? The name of the place, Harry? Foyle Food Group, Melton Mowbray. This place is actually quite far for me. It took me like an hour to get here today. Yeah, quite far, but yeah, they have a place in Gloucester as well. How would an animal express the outrage after millennia of being eaten? Well, animals are made up of several individuals. How would they express outrage? Maybe they're not outraged. Maybe they're just suffering, scared. Maybe they're anxious. Maybe they're depressed. They don't know that other animals before them have been exploited for years and years, do they? They only know what they know. They only know about their own experience. That's the thing. And that's the thing as well. I was talking to somebody yesterday about all of this, you know, free range, organic, you know, cage free and all of that. The thing is, with chickens who are cage free, they don't know any different. They don't know what it's like to be in cages. So all they know is their own misery. They're not thinking, oh, well, I'm being exploited. I'm living in an environment which isn't actually natural to me, where there's, you know, hundreds of other individuals in this barn. I don't really have access to sunlight. I don't really want to be trapped here. They're just thinking, this is crap. I hate this life. I don't want to be here. And they're just suffering. They're not thinking, oh, well, at least I'm not in a cage, because they don't know any different. So those animals suffer just the same. And this is why we have all of these standards, you know, high welfare and all of that. It's not for the animals' benefit. It's to ease the consumer's guilt. It's to make us feel less guilty about paying for something abhorrent. So anybody who thinks free range and all of this high welfare, all of these marketing labels are any better, they're not. What group are you part of? I'm just on my own, but well, we're all on our own. I've got Adam here as well. There's a couple of other guys, but yeah, we're not part of like an organisation or anything. We're actually doing a project live stream today, which is the 5th project live stream. So it's a little bit noisy because we've got a truck leaving. Not a transport truck. What I was saying. Yeah, so Project Livestream, it's basically an event where lots of different vegan activists all go out on the same day and they live stream outside a slaughterhouse. So I'm not sure how many are taking part today, but yeah, it's like a big event. So when non-vegans are scrolling on YouTube, then they will be seeing several different live streams talking about animal rights. I've just moved a little bit further in case, because Adam's also on live stream as well, so I don't want my voice to creep into his live stream. Are you a woke loony Democrat? No, I'm not really sure what my political position is, to be honest. Driving becomes immoral. Yeah, the difference is, Rokin, so with driving, I mean, most people, so the people who are experiencing harsh conditions, those are consenting individuals, and you don't know that if they weren't mining for cobalt, that their situation wouldn't even be any worse anyway. So we can't expect every single vegan not to drive. You know, people think veganism is so is already like unachievable without adding further caveats on. So do you ever worry that your pet dog needs glasses? No, I've never considered that, Joe, but maybe I will now. So many questions, Rockin. What do you think about other animals killing and eating these animals? I feel terrible for the animals who are being eaten. If the animals who were killing those animals, if they could understand me and if they had another choice, then I would be saying the exact same thing. They are not thinking of, oh, babe. Okay. Alright, babe. Yeah, that's it, Harry. If you look on their website as well, so Foil Food Group, they go on so much about animal welfare and all of these things they adhere to. So, you know, freedom from hunger and thirst, and they've actually designed their lairage based on Temple Grandin, who is like a animal welfarist person, very, very big on high welfare. We don't give our animals any growth hormones. This is banned from the farms that the cows come from. I don't know how they would even vet that. because yeah, they're the largest cow slaughterers in the UK and Ireland. How would you know? It's just, yeah, they don't know. And they have all kinds of trucks coming here. So we've seen like a couple of massive trucks. We haven't actually managed to see any animals yet. And they've had some like small family holdings. But we haven't had a truck for like half an hour now. You're both rocking. Sorry? Did you? What? Oh, okay. I'm just talking to Adam. So Adam's ended his live stream. You're basically saying your way is better and people should do it. Well, yeah, of course I am. Obviously, my way, which is being vegan and not exploiting animals, is better than exploiting animals. What do you mean? Of course it's better. Of course people should not exploit animals. Why don't you advocate for abducted children who get sex trafficked? How about their feelings? Is that what you advocate for? I mean, if you do, then, you know, fair play to you. But the reason that I advocate for non-human animals is because they're the most amount of victims and they get the least amount of representation compared to the amount of victims there are. So, obviously, children who get sex trafficked is terrible. But so's this. Would you go up to somebody who's advocating for women's rights and say, oh, why aren't you advocating for abducted children who get sex trafficked? Do you? Because if you don't, I imagine that's a bit of a double standard. I mean, if Adam does want to come on my live again and talk, then Adam's gone. He's gone back here. Then he can. I'm just getting my portable charger out. Adam773, is that you? Is that you, Adam? Or are you a different Adam than who I'm with right now? Yeah, exactly, Renee. Some systems rely on exploitation, some contain it. But the systems that contain exploitation don't need to have exploitation, but they often only have that exploitation because we live in a system, we live in a society where exploitation is so normalized. You know, it's like with crop deaths, like people who say, oh, these animals are getting shot and killed. Well, if I go out and I advocate for people not to shoot or poison these animals, to grow crops in a, you know, more friendly way, why is anyone going to care when people are literally breeding billions of animals into existence to exploit them, to be slaughtered needlessly? Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. You're thinking about the animals' feelings. Well, yeah, that's the whole point. You know, if you were being exploited, Ruckin, I would think about your feelings too. I would think about what's in your best interest. Yeah, you can do both. Is that you, Adam?
Huh?
Is this you, Adam 7?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Different Adam. I thought you were on my live stream. I'm not sure if we're going to see any trucks today.
I wonder if they've stopped because they know we're here now.
I don't know. They might have done, but a lot of slaughterhouses, they operate very early. So, you know, before people are really up, maybe. I mean, I don't know because I haven't been here before, but a lot of the time they'll start work at like 5 o'clock. They'll start really early in the morning, so they don't have their trucks out on the road. They like to keep things hidden. When the least amount of people are out and about, maybe I should come earlier next time. I don't know. But some slaughterhouses operate 24/7, so yeah, you can't predict it. How do you feel about animals who don't catch anything and starve? Well, again, I feel sorry for those animals because they're starving. And yeah, I don't know why it is relevant, because I've asked you, Rockin, how you feel about the animals you exploit, because that's something that you can do something about. We can't do jack shit about animals in nature who are killing each other. I mean, maybe we can try and improve things a little bit, but why bother when human beings are literally breeding 92 billion animals into existence a year and slaughtering them? We can do something about that. We have a solution right now. I feel bad for the dog whose owner was vegan and tried to forcing it upon her dog and ended up starving it to death. Yeah, so that's nothing to do with veganism. If you're starving, you can starve your dog whether your dog is plant-based or not. You can starve your dog whether you're vegan or not. In fact, if you go online and you look at every single cases of dogs being starved to death, most of those owners are not going to be vegan. And for the record, I have a dog who is healthy on a plant-based diet, has been for many, many years. And we have evidence that, I mean, dogs are omnivorous. We have evidence that dogs can be healthy on a plant-based diet, as can humans. Yeah, exactly, Renee. Why would I advocate for something else just so you can feel better? And the thing is, nobody says this to any other person who isn't an activist. It's only vegan activists. Do you walk down the street and say, oh, why aren't you advocating for this? Why aren't you advocating for this? The people who aren't actually advocating for anything at all. I'm a different Adam. There's about 5 of us worldwide. Maybe a few more. Hi, Shafiq. Shafiq, I am from the Midlands in the UK. Well, I'm from Birmingham, but I live in between like Birmingham and Nottingham at the moment. So I can go either way. But at the moment, I'm in Leicester. I'm at a cow slaughterhouse called Foyle Food Group. I've actually participated in several theatre productions that deal with child trafficking, substance abuse, and the Indigenous genocide. Never been in a show about veganism. That's fine, Rockin'. You don't have to be in a show about veganism, but you can be vegan whilst being in those shows and fighting for what you believe in. I'm lying, it's me. What the hell? And he's gone. Dogs are a lot healthier on a plant-based diet, yes. Yes, they are, Rokin. And if you're going to make claims that they're not, then I would expect some kind of evidence. Because we have that. If you look up Dr. Andrew Knight, who specialises in this, he's done a paper. And we also have so much anecdotal evidence as well. Most vegans have, well, if they have dogs, they would be plant-based, you know? I'd imagine. Why would a vegan pay for another animal to be slaughtered to feed their animal? Oh, here we go, we've got a truck. Finally. Oh, but look, they've got the gate open. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything here. Hi, babies. Damn. Right, I'm gonna see if we can see them being they opened the gate before he came. They're warning them before they arrive so they can get the gate open beforehand. Absolute, what a joke. What a joke. Right, so as you can see, he's reversing up now. This is where they get unloaded. This looks like a small trailer from a small farm. I don't know how many cows are in there because I couldn't see anything. They just don't want people to see. Why? This is a matter in the public interest. Oh my God. Poor babies. I'll see if I can see anything from around here. I got told off for being on the hill. Yeah, I can see, I don't know if you can see from here, there's cows poking their noses out. This is the worst for me. I think this is the worst, right? Not being shot in the head by a bolt gun, not having a knife shoved in your throat, the anticipation of what's coming because you know that that's going to happen. Absolutely horrendous. Because these cows, they can smell for miles. They can smell the blood. They can smell the pheromones. They can hear the cries of the other cows inside, what's happening to them. They know what's coming to them. And it's that anticipation. They're going to be so terrified. So terrified because they have a flight or fight response in them, but they can't go anywhere. They're trapped. Imagine being in a situation where you have to escape, but you can't because there's nowhere to go. Oh my God. I wish I had somebody there with me who could stand in front of the truck and block them so I could see them, because I can kind of make out their little noses poking out here, but that's all I can see. Oh, look at him. He's like so desperately trying to poke his nose out there, so anxious, anticipating what's going to happen to him. The trailer's like, I don't know if you can see the trailer kind of shaking because he's moving around. Seems like he's a bit panicked inside there. I don't know if that's the owner, but that's the guy earlier who told me that I wasn't allowed to stand here on this hill. I asked him if I could come in and have a look around since their standards are so amazing, and he said no. I don't know why. Because they boast the highest welfare, you know. Why wouldn't they want to, you know, show everyone how it's done, show everyone what humane really looks like? Bless him. Oh, you can't see now because there's a absolutely horrendous. I'm not sure how long they're going to leave these cows in this. I'm going to try and get a better, I'll try and keep it a bit more still. You can kind of see there on the far right, you can kind of see his face poking out. I think there's probably a couple of cows in there from a small family farm. And they're absolutely beautiful. These, can you hear that? I don't know if you heard that, but I can hear a cow crying out for mercy. And it's always this like panicked, high pitch, kind of like a scream that they make as well. Wow. That's kind of bizarre that, you know, a place that promotes such high welfare would have animals literally screaming inside. Kind of bizarre. I thought it was all humane and lovely. And he can hear that. That poor individual waiting in that truck can hear that other individual screaming out. He knows he's in danger. You can see him poking his head out. And sometimes these animals, they'll be kept in situations like this for hours and hours, just waiting to be murdered. Imagine that. The amount of fear and you can smell the blood, you can smell the pheromones, and everything in your body is telling you to run, is telling you you're not safe. Why do you think we have animals escaping from slaughterhouses? We had 2 just in Birmingham in this past, I don't know, 6 months. I mean, and goodness knows how many try. If the 2 were successful, one of them was caught and taken back, and the other one was taken to a sanctuary. If I see anything else, I'll flip the camera back around, but at the moment it's just this trailer. I mean, I doubt that they'll keep him there for very long because, you know, this is a small family holding. Usually they just want to drop the animals off and leave. They don't wait around and to see what's happening to the cows that they claim to love, that they claim to raise and care for all of their lives. They don't hang around to see what happens. They do a runner. They make a run for it because they don't want to know. They put it to the back of their minds and they leave and they don't think about it again. I can see somebody's feet by the trailer. So when they get let off, I'm assuming it'll be out of the back of the trailer here. See if we can see. I mean, it's not the best of views, but it's all we've got, so yeah, they're still on the truck. You can still see. I think I can see much better than anybody watching. So sad. It's so horrific. And these cows, they're so beautiful. They've got such big, beautiful, curious eyes when they look at you. They're so gentle creatures. They're such beautiful, gentle giants. They're like big puppies. I really do love cows. I attempted to rescue a little calf last summer. He was only a few days old. He'd been abandoned, and I came across him, and yeah, I tried to save him. He hadn't had any nourishment from his mum. He had no antibodies at all in his system. We had a vet come out probably every day, severely hydrated, malnourished. He was literally on death's door. Tried to give him some food, gave him electrolytes, tried to get him hydrated. I found a place for him that he was going to spend the rest of his life free from human cruelty, free from human greed and power. He would have been so happy. I'm getting a bit emotional talking about him. Yeah. But unfortunately, he passed away after about a week. But he's always in my mind. We had a very special bond. But yeah, he passed away. He had white muscle disease because he didn't get enough nutrients from his mom, and despite us trying to help him, he didn't make it. He didn't make it, but he died knowing love, you know? He died in the arms of a very, very kind, wonderful person. And he knew love. And unfortunately, other cows, they'll never know that. But yeah, they're They're so precious. I mean, all sentient individuals are really, but you know, with non-human animals, they're just like, to me, they remind me of children. They're so vulnerable, and they're just so gentle. They're the most innocent of the innocent, you know. Non-human animals, children, elderly people, you know, people who, those individuals who are so vulnerable, you know, to me, it just feels like so wrong to exploit them. The defenseless who can't fight back, they've not got a chance. I'm going to try and catch up with some of the comments, but I'm going to try and keep an eye, see if we can see the cows going out. But yeah, if anybody wants to watch Bambi's story, it's on my Instagram. It's from August 2024. I made a video about him, also on my YouTube. I'm also equipped with teeth and organs specifically for eating meat. So, Scoboy, if you're still here, just because you have the physical ability to do something, does that make it moral? I have a fist equipped to punch somebody if I need to. Does that mean that it's justified for me to go around punching people if I don't need to? I'm trying to catch up because I've not been looking at the comments. I've been trying to keep my eye on what's going on over there. Why aren't vegans protesting against slaughterhouses run by lions? I don't know if that's like a comment from a vegan or a troll. Yeah, Adam, I agree. If you're still here, I'm not sure how far behind I am on the chat, but yeah, they must be mentally unwell, severely desensitized by what's going on. And to be honest, I think that, you know, even if you are like somebody with ethics, somebody with morals, I think that in order to work in a place like this, in order to physically be able to do your job, you have to become a monster. You have to become an arsehole. Because if you look into the eyes of the animals and you feel sorry for them, or you feel shame, or you feel guilt about what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to go back the next day. You have to become a monster. You have to become a person who's desensitized. You have to become a person who doesn't care. You have to shut off your feelings to actually be able to do this. So yeah, that's why animals are so often abused. I mean, obviously it's all abuse, but that's why they're so often abused beyond what's acceptable. That's why they're hit and they're kicked and they're whipped and they're shouted at and sworn at, because you have to become a monster to physically be able to do this. Wilson, that's disgusting. Burger 1 and Burger 2. These are sentient individuals. Imagine somebody speaking about you like that, or your family members. Imposing unspeakable horror upon sentient beings is okay because I like burgies. Yes, Adam, like at the end of the day, like what kind of a person puts their own personal pleasure above the lives of an individual? You want a bit of pleasure? I want a bit of pleasure in my mouth. Well, you can get that without exploiting innocent babies. Rob Ruckin, that is actually the most sensible thing that you've said all day. All suffering must be eliminated except for the suffering we personally caused by existing, which doesn't count. Well, obviously it counts, but you can't, we don't expect people to put the suffering of others above their own lives. We should do what we can to minimize the impact we have on others, without like causing a detriment to ourselves. So the cows trapped on the ship has destroyed me this week. Yeah, Harry, absolutely atrocious. Just thinking about what they must be going through, what they must be experiencing. I'm just trying to pick out some comments because I'm a little right, they're coming out. They're being unloaded, so there you see the back is opening up. He's going on there because they won't come out willingly. No, you've got to prod them and poke them to their death because they won't want to come out. They won't come out willingly. Yep, opening the doors. They're going to be so terrified right now. Actually, I wonder, I'm just thinking, oh, what's he doing now? Poking them? Poking them, prodding them, trying to get them to come off. Shouting. I don't know if you can hear that. Trying to scare them to go to places that they don't want to go. Oh, he's going back in there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if they're still on there or if we missed it. But you might hear some cries now if they've already gotten off. Yep, you can hear. It's like a very deep bellowing, almost like a plea. They're almost like pleading for their lives. It's a very deep moo, like a crying out for help. It's always that at a slaughterhouse, like more shouting, like a very deep, desperate. I can't describe it. It's like if you go into YouTube and or you go watch a documentary where calves have been taken from their mothers. It's that same kind of deep cry. You can hear the pain in. Can you hear that? It's so loud. Like a desperate cry, pleading for their lives. For what? So someone can have a burger that they're gonna forget about. Breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. But that farmer, he's hanging around. He's heard all of that. Yeah, I'm gonna try and catch him as he goes out. What? You have to be a psychopath to have heard that and be able to go to your nice, cozy, warm home and forget about that. You have to be a psychopath or extremely desensitized having heard that. Right, he's getting in his car now. Oh no, he's not. Oh yes, he is. Right, he's coming out. Right, I'm back out the front. Here he is. Shame on you! Shame on you for what you've done! Shame on you! Empty truck. For what you've done to those innocent babies. Got another truck here. Oh look, the gate's already open. You know what? They're probably waiting down the road for the all clear. I'm so sorry, babies. Damn. Honestly, it just fucking breaks me. More crying inside. Pisses me off, honestly. Like, I feel so, my emotions, I feel sick. It makes me so mad that they can get away with doing stuff like this and that I can't do anything to help them, because all I want to do is save them, protect them, you know. Do you not have a job to go to? No, not today. Damn, he had his head sticking out as he was being driven in. Imagine if she went to a halal site. I went to a halal site last month. You can check out my live stream. Just checking because the truck is in the same place. See, this is why the if anyone's wondering why it's so blurry, because we're quite far away, so I've had to like zoom right in just to see that. And there's another farmer getting out. Thank you so much, Vegan Warrior. I am getting through the chat. I can see you've made a donation. So much appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really want to do more of this, so that will allow me to. I quit my job last month so I could do more of this, but obviously I have to do some kind of work to earn a living. So I've picked up some hours in an animal sanctuary, which is great because I get to work with the animals, you know. I kind of feel like, hang on, I'll flip the camera again if I see anything, but yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, this service that I do for the animals, it's, I feel like I have a duty, you know. I owe them for all of the years that I was part of this. I feel that that's my service, and working in a sanctuary with animals who have been rescued, it's so fulfilling. It warms my heart, even on the days when it's like Baltic temperatures, even on the days that it's pouring down with rain. I'm so happy that I can be there for them and that I can make it up to them for what I was part of. Meanwhile, the quinoa in their bulge. I don't actually eat quinoa, so, but I've already told you earlier in the stream, Broken, that if you really want to reduce the amount of miles your food is traveling, the best thing to do is to go vegan. Because imagine all of the food miles happening to raise animals for slaughter. And also, like, again, I don't think, like, you need to actually listen, because if you don't listen, you're never going to learn anything. But if the world went plant-based, if everybody went vegan, everyone was consuming a plant-based diet, we'd actually free up so much more local land. So we could actually reduce food miles even more. A cow sees a fence and thinks it's a magic portal it hasn't unlocked yet. How do you know what cows think? No, they don't. They don't see a fence and think it's a magic portal. I mean, a small child might think that as well. Small children believe in Santa Claus. They believe that there's a magic portal to the North Pole. Does that mean that we can exploit them and murder them for something we don't need? 40-year-old vegan, you've probably already gone. Thank you for being... trying to keep an eye, see if I can catch these cows coming off this time. Yeah, you've probably already gone, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming. Renee, thank you so much for the donations. Yeah, cows are beautiful. That cow is going to feed a lot of families. Yeah, the thing is, Wilson, we could actually feed a lot more families without feeding the cow first to fatten them up. You realise, right? Cows consume a lot more calories than what they provide, right? So it makes far more sense eating the crops directly than feeding the cows and then slaughtering the cows to feed families, because you actually feed less people than if you would have eaten them directly. If the world went plant-based, we could end world hunger. I think they're still on there. There's a lot of banging, commotion. If anybody's, can anybody tell me, did anybody hear the cows crying? Can anybody hear what I'm hearing or not? They're not crying now, but it's probably about 15-20 minutes ago. Hi, Turan, Pandita. I'm okay, as okay as you can be, being outside of a slaughterhouse, a hellhole. White girl, hi, hello, Q-tip magic, if you're still here. Thank you so much, Harry. I think I'm quite far behind. We've got some honks of support behind us here. I don't know if you can hear that, but we've got some guys here with signage. Oh, wrong way. There we go. There's a couple of us. Almond milk is basically a bee sweatshop. Your avocados displaced entire villages. Oh, your tofu. If you're bothered about villages being displaced, Rokin, then you must be plant-based, surely. You do realise your tofu came from a farm. Most soy is grown to feed farmed animals. You can reduce the amount of land you use by going plant-based. I'm not going to say it again. If you carry on spouting the same nonsense, I'll just kick you. You hear cows moo all the time on farms in slaughterhouses. You can hear that. You could hear that, Harry. Wow. Ask him if they come with cheese. Alright, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Shame on you providing for your family and feeding the people. The thing is, You can provide for your family and feed people without murdering innocent individuals, without exploiting them. Right, they are opening the truck. Hopefully we can see this time the cows coming out. Like, just go set them free. No, that's not what we're advocating for. Jem, you're doing great. Thank you so much. Save, save, save. You can hear them crying. I can't believe you guys actually heard it. Yeah, it's really, really loud. Absolutely horrendous. We haven't got the... Okay, you can kind of see some movement now, I think. We haven't got the best view from here, but we've been told not to go on the hill. So I'm not going to take the piss. If we're told not to go somewhere, I won't go there. Yeah, he's shutting it up, so they must have offloaded. We might be able to hear some cows inside. Carl, if you really think that a kind, compassionate, benevolent God would create animals with the ability to feel, suffer, to value their lives, and humans with the ability to thrive on a plant-based diet because he wants us to murder animals, then you must be atrocious. That's just like, that's not the work of a kind, compassionate God. Right, we're hearing crying again. And yeah, he's making a run for it again. He don't want to stick, this one doesn't want to stick around to hear the cries, to hear the screams of the animals he's just dropped off. Right, we might not be able to hear anything. Oh, I can hear it now. I need like a really powerful mic. Yeah, but I reckon that they're having people wait down the road until the gates are open, and then they're telling them to come in. Yeah, again crying. Thank you, Smotty Too Hotty, for being here. I can hear those cries, those screams. Really loud. Do you work here? What are you doing working in a place like this? What are you doing working in a place like this? Horrendous. Horrendous. I don't. They've opened the gates for them, but they're not coming in. Yeah, see, if we hadn't been assaulted on my last live stream that from last month, I would walk in and report to reception, like it says here, all visitors must report to reception. But I don't know what's going to happen if I go in there. Because yeah, last time we got swarmed by a bunch of murderers. So I must report to reception, because I mean I am a visitor. Or must I not? of fear of getting attacked. I wonder who's controlling these gates, because they're like opening and closing. See, that guy would have definitely heard the cows crying and screaming. What? There's one coming. Okay. Oh, that's why they've got the gates open, because one's coming. See, shame on you! Shame on you! See, the amount of guilt oozing out of them, because he looked at me like with a kind of like look on his face, like he knew, and he was like, busy day. What? I don't know how these people can sleep at night. Hello, Renee Navarro. I'm doing good. How are you? In Los Angeles, I'm assuming it's a lot warmer there than it is here. Yeah, we've only seen like small family holding trucks. They're not closing the gates yet, so I think one is going to come back out, so I might stay here for a little bit. Oh, they are closing the gates. Yeah, they don't like being called out, because they know what they're doing is extremely immoral and wrong. Yeah, these are like small family holdings. They've got like 2-3 cows on their trucks. So Renee Navarro, I am at a cow slaughterhouse in the Midlands in the UK. It's called Foyle. Let me show you. Foyle Food Group, Melton Mowbray. So they are the largest cow slaughterers in the UK and Ireland. They slaughter, I think it's over 7,000 cows in a week. They have, I think, like 4 slaughterhouses in England and a couple in Ireland as well. On their website, if you go to Foyle Food Group, on their website, they really boast high welfare. They say that they've got the best conditions of any slaughterhouse. The animals that they slaughter, they've never had any kind of growth hormone. They don't do no stun slaughter. It's all ethical and the most humane. They really care about animal welfare, and they designed their lairage, which is the animal holding when they go in, from using advice from Temple Grandin, who is like a famous animal welfarist. So she designed slaughterhouses in a way to minimize the amount of discomfort and to minimize the amount of fear and terror that the animals experience, which of course is still a lot. There's no animal who's going to be able to come to a slaughterhouse being able to smell for miles, smelling the blood and the pheromones and the fear of the other cows before them and hearing their cries. You're never going to be in a position where you can eliminate that. And obviously the best way to minimize all of that is to burn these places to the ground. They should not exist. They do not need to exist. For what? For a sandwich? for a burger that you're going to forget about after 5 minutes. Places like this should not exist. Are you having a problem in the UK about illegal aliens? No, I don't know what you mean, Renee. That's just not true. I don't know what they're talking about. Are you talking about immigrants? You never forget a nice burger. Yeah, I do have nice burgers. I have very nice burgers because we can have burgers without subjecting somebody to a life of exploitation and taking their life away from them. Right, it's 10:30. We've been live for about an hour and a half. I can hear more crying. I'll probably hang around until maybe 11, at least 11. I'll do 2 hours at least. I've done just over an hour and a half. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how anybody can think of a sentient, innocent being, especially somebody as vulnerable as a cow or a pig or a chicken, and feel like it's okay to exploit them and take advantage of them. You know, the most innocent, vulnerable individuals, you know, they're as defenseless as little children. Right? I don't know how anybody can think it's okay to take advantage of somebody who can't fight back. Somebody who can't fight back. You know? Somebody else is coming out. How can you do it? How can you sleep at night working in a place like this? Yeah, hummus, I completely agree with you. To be honest, some of the best food that I've had since going vegan. And actually, I think that people who say that vegan food doesn't taste nice, they must have the most bland, boring diet ever. Because what makes food taste nice is herbs and spices and sauces and seasonings, all of which are plant-based, and we can mimic any kind of flavor that we want on a plant-based diet. But yeah, I enjoy food far more now than what I used to before I was vegan. Unfortunately, I, like many people, live with a lot of cognitive dissonance and avoid confronting it through distraction and things such as alcoholism. Yeah, Adam, I appreciate the honesty. You know, a lot of people do. They don't want to face up to reality because, to be honest, it's painful. Like, the reality sucks and the reality hurts. And, you know, when I first went vegan, there was like a period of a week where I basically traumatized myself. I watched several documentaries, I watched all of this horrific footage, and I came to this really harsh reality of what I was doing, and it broke me. And, you know, I was living with blissful ignorance before that. But, you know, I'm so glad that I went through that week where I kind of broke down and came to this realization of what I was part of, because it's made me who I am today. And it gave me, you know, the strength and the determination that I have now. And I always say to people, you know, when they say like, oh, I'm finding it hard to go vegan, you really need to find that connection, like a really strong connection. And you need to, you know, you do need to traumatize yourself in a way, because then when you do go vegan, you have no problems. You know, you don't get tempted by a chocolate bar with dairy in, because there's no temptation there, because you know what those animals have gone through, and your morals, you know, you never have to worry about, oh, it's going to be difficult to do this or do this, because you just do it. You just know that there's no other option, because, you know, you've seen it, you've witnessed it, and you've felt it. You've felt these emotions that those animals have felt. So, yeah, Adam, it is painful, you know, and it is comfortable living in blissful ignorance. But at the end of the day, the animals, they need us to step out of that blissful ignorance, because they're still going through it. Regardless of whether we don't see it, it's behind a wall. Regardless of whether we don't think about it, it's happening. It's happening, and we need to face reality, and we need to do something about it. We can't keep living with ignorance. We can't, because they need us. They need us. Imagine if you were in their position and your oppressor, you know, they didn't like what was happening to you, but they were like, oh, I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it because I don't like it. I don't want to know about what they're going through. You'd be like, no, just stop doing it. If you don't like it, just stop doing it. We have to wake up. Oh, we've got a big truck now. This is why the gate's open. I should know that if the gate's open, 1 minute. No, I'm not waving. Hi, babies. That stinks. It's caked in shit. For fuck's sake. I tried to signal to him like 1 minute to wait, and he just drove by like, hello. Like, I'm not waving, I'm asking you for a minute to just see the victims who are going in. Come on. Why would I be fucking waving to you? Here's the truck here. Yeah, so they're going to reverse, put the ramp out. See if I can get some closer. Sorry, I really do not have a steady hand at all. And there's the small trailers. Nice family run holdings, and now he's going out. Now I've moved because he doesn't want to be held accountable. And him backing up the big truck. It's probably got 2 levels. Right, so Adam 7763, are you not vegan? Because, like, the thing is, you're saying that you live with a lot of cognitive dissonance, but you're here, right? You're here on this stream. And if you're not vegan and you're here, this is not your fault. You know, you, like me, you know, we've all been deceived into paying for stuff like this. We've all been deceived into thinking that places like this need to exist. They're necessary. We've all been deceived into thinking that it's all humane. We've all been fed these lies, and it's nobody's fault. But you can do something about it when you know the truth. You know, I'm not here blaming consumers, members of the public, because we've all been deceived, we've all been lied to, but now we know we can do something about it. So, Adam, are you not vegan? That's totally right, Renee. Looking away will never improve anything. Hey, Cliff. Cliff, you spelled my name wrong. It's with a J. I think, oh my days, 2 more trucks have just gone in. Maybe I should be standing out the front, because now we've got a bit of a queue. Got another truck here. And there's another one right next to this one. Me neither, Adam. Can't imagine the horror. Yeah, they shit themselves scared. That truck, this is why they hose them down. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Hosing the shit of his victims. Look at all that. I mean, it's what we do when we're scared, right? We shit ourselves. We go to the toilet when we're anxious. It's the same for these animals. So yeah, they've got a special section dedicated to hosing down all the feces of the terrified individuals. Got another truck here. Don't know where there were two that came in. I'm not sure where the other one's gone. Powerless, confused and afraid. I've been vegan for 7 years. Oh wow, nice. My typo saying like instead of think. Ah, right, okay. I like to live in cognitive dissonance. Yeah. Well, I mean, my response applies to any other non-vegans who are out there who are in that position, because a lot of people do. Hear those cries. This is these cows here. They can obviously smell the blood, the pheromones, the fear of the other cows going inside. They know what's coming. They're in a queue to be murdered. They are the age of puppies. Yep, these animals, they're just 18 months old. I think average 18 months to a year. Berniv 7375. Sending respect and support, preparing for a protest against JP Morgan, who financed MBR Acres. Nice. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your kind words. Hey Kane, burgers for dinner tonight. Can you seriously see if I can zoom in? Look at this individual who is scared for his life. Hear those cries. Is your taste pleasure really, does it really matter more than these individuals' lives? And you know what? Someone who says that about an innocent, defenseless being who can't fight back is a coward. You know, they always say, pick on someone your own size. People who pick on the vulnerable, the defenseless, the weak, the innocent, you know, are just cowards. Those who can't fight back, these little babies, people who take advantage of the most vulnerable, defenseless animals, and are okay with that. It's just, it's not funny, it's not cool, it just makes you sound like a coward. Them cries are really sad. Yeah, the people who put them there, disgusting. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, most people, 95% of the population, they don't like what happens inside a slaughterhouse. You know, they have been tricked and they have been deceived. I don't know if you can hear those cries. But yeah, the percentage of people who are running this, who are promoting this, who are making fun of the victims, it's just evil, you know, making fun of the expense of these vulnerable, innocent beings, these cows, these gentle giants. This individual in this truck here, he's having to listen to the cries of the other cows inside, and he's absolutely terrified. You know, cows, they can smell for miles. The smell of blood, right? That would be their cue in nature that they need to leave. They need to get away because, you know, they're not safe there. They're in danger, but they can't escape anywhere. I love cheeseburgers, baby. Well, baby, so do I. You know, you can have a cheeseburger without exploiting an innocent individual. Do you white people marry your siblings? No, not typically. Not every moo a cow does is a cry. No, it's not, but you can tell the difference. And obviously they are crying in there because they know what's coming to them. It's like not every scream a human does is a bad scream, but if you were standing outside like a human gas chamber, if you were outside like Alcatraz and there were humans screaming inside, you wouldn't assume that they were like screams of pleasure or joy, would you? Come on. Don't be so silly. Can you hear that? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You should see what animals do to each other. A wolf or tiger would eat them alive brutally. Yeah, and that's brutal. We can't do anything about that, but we can do something about what we do. And the thing is, what animals do in nature, like they don't exploit each other, they don't rape each other, and they don't take their babies away from them. They don't torture them in all the sick ways that we do. Spend your time better. I'm happy spending my time doing this. I'm a little bit cold, but no, I'm happy to be here showing the reality. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I'm not asking people to do what I'm doing. I'm just asking people to be vegan. Here we go. It's opening. Oh, I can't get a good view though because that car's parked right in front of there. Here. Harry, are you still here? Oh, never mind. Right, okay. Yeah, there's 2 floors on this one. People who cause animals to suffer, they will never be truly happy because they never understand the true meaning of life. Yeah, I think people who inflict this onto other animals, they don't understand like discrimination. They don't understand what it's like to be oppressed against. They don't understand what it's like to ever be in that kind of position. And maybe they find it difficult to try and empathize with them for that reason. But yeah, the people who I speak to who are like, yeah, I don't care as long as it's not happening to me. I just think that those kind of people, they're so privileged to just not even understand what it's like. But yeah, they're kind of like, they're missing something. There's been about 6 or 7 different ones, yet everyone has been acquired. Yes, Wilson, because they're in a bloody slaughterhouse. What do you think? Jem, gotta love your commitment. Thank you. Appreciate that. I love a good ribeye, come on. You know, how can you... I urge you to watch Dominion. Fenuado. Watch Dominion. If you can look into the eyes of your victims after watching Dominion, after watching what they go through and say something like that, then look, you can see the cows now. That, well, you can't see, I can see them. They're being taken off the trucks now. Oh, there's a big one going in. I might go stand over by the front. Look at that, another big one. The thing is, if I stand here, then I can hear the cries and the screams. Whoa, that one is rammed. Look how many victims are on this truck. Oh my God. There, you can hear the screaming. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. Wow. They're so beautiful. I can see their little faces poking out, their big eyes, so innocent, so curious. They've never done anything. They've not done anything wrong. Their only crime they've ever committed is being born into this species that they have been, if you can call that a crime. And we treat them worse than any criminal. Even the worst, sickest criminals don't get treated like this. And yet we do this to these vulnerable, defenseless, childlike beings. What are we doing? You have to look at this and you have to ask yourself, what are we doing? Just what are we doing? And why? For what? So people can make a bit of money? So you can have a bit of taste pleasure that you can get from plants just as well? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Like, what are we doing? Hey Dennis, I'll show you. I think I'm gonna go stand back outside the front because, I mean, we can't really see them very much around here. They've got a big truck and a small family truck waiting in a line to be slaughtered. This truck has just been unloaded. We can hear some cries from the animals going inside. This cow in this little trailer is particularly distressed because he's been sitting there having to hear the cries from the other cows inside for the past few minutes. He keeps poking his head out. They're just so beautiful, so innocent. I don't know how anybody can look at these animals and think, yes, let's exploit them. Let's forcibly breed them and abuse them in every single way that I can imagine. Let's forcibly impregnate them and take their babies and separate them and confine them and turn them into commodities for a bit of money. How can people think this way? And if you're a consumer, I'm not blaming you for buying into what you've been told, what you've been brought up doing, what you've been deceived into doing. Bloody hell, this guy, he's still hosing down all the feces from the cows that he took in there. Because when cows are scared, they defecate. Yeah, it's disgusting. Because cows, they can smell for miles. They know they're coming somewhere like this. But yeah, I'm gonna stand out the front just in case there's another truck because I don't want to miss it. And Dennis, I'll show you where I am as well. Hang on. Right. I am here. Foyle Food Group, Melton Mowbray. So, based in the East Midlands, Leicestershire. This company is the largest slaughterers of cows in the UK and Ireland. They slaughter over 7,000 cows a week. the largest slaughterer that only slaughters cows. I'll specify. So yeah, this company, if you go onto their website, Foil Food Group, they boast the best of the best, the highest welfare. And even though it's such high welfare and it's so lovely, apparently, they won't let me come in. They won't show me how humane it is. I don't know why, you know. I spoke to a guy earlier around the corner and I asked him if I could come in. And I said, surely if it's, you know, the most humane and you boast all this high welfare, you'd want people to see, you know, what kind of standards there are, you know. Show people how slaughterhouses are supposed to run. But no, they didn't. They wouldn't let me in. They wouldn't let me in, despite the fact that they've designed their lairage in accordance with Temple Grandin, the animal welfareists' guidelines, to minimise the amount of stress. But despite that, the animals are still pulling up terrified. They're still pulling up with literal shit dripping out the sides of the truck because they're terrified. They still smell the blood and the pheromones for miles and miles as they get closer to this hellhole. They still pull up and hear the screams and cries of the other cows. They still have to be forced off the truck because they don't want to come off willingly, because they know what's coming to them. Despite all this welfare, they still don't want to come here. They still don't want to come here. They don't want to die. They don't want their lives to be taken. And we don't have to do this. There is another option, and that is to go vegan. We don't need to send innocent, defenseless individuals here. We don't need to do that. Right, we've got another small truck. The gate's open still, so I don't think they'll stop. If we had people standing there, I'm sure he would stop for us. One minute. Nope, not interested. I'm so sorry, babies. I'm so sorry. Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to stop. They don't want to be confronted. Yeah, look, you can kind of see his little head poking out. They don't want to be confronted. They don't want to feel the guilt of their actions. And we've got a big truck coming out now. The big one that was just offloading. Look at these. Look at these babies in here. You can hardly see. I've not got good footage because of inside the trucks, because I think what they've been opening the gates before the trucks get here, so that they can just drive straight in, because they don't want people to see this. They don't want people to know, because they want to keep taking your money. You know, and whilst people keep giving it to them, keep demanding this to happen, it's going to keep happening. I wish all meters would do one trip in that horror wagon. Yeah, chickpea. I mean, I wish that people could just experience for 1 second the feelings and the terror of what these animals go through, the situations that they've gone through, just for a minute, just so they understand. Because I'm sure if they did, then they wouldn't be able to comprehend. I mean, without experiencing it, it's hard for people to comprehend and imagine what these animals are actually going through, what they're experiencing. So if they could just experience it for a minute, you know, surely they wouldn't want to pay for it. There's like 5 jobless protectors streaming at the same abattoir. I mean, most of us have jobs. We're not fortunate enough to be in a situation where we can just do this full time at the moment, but yeah, I mean, if I could do this all the time, then I would do this as my job, because we need people exposing the truth. We need people standing up for animals. Like, why would you have an issue with that? Don't you like being shown the reality of things? Why would you have an issue if it's all fine and it's all absolutely humane? Why would you take issue with that? Where is this located? It's in the East Midlands. Lorry after lorry. Yeah, it's really busy here, Chickpea. The gate's opening again, so I don't know if that means somebody's due to come or somebody's coming out. I'm against the exploitation of animals, Shoebreeze. I'm against the exploitation of animals. And any kind of, regardless of whether they're commercial or family run farms, it's all exploitation and it's all unnecessary. What do you think will happen to them if we stop eating them? Well, they won't be bred into existence to be forcibly exploited, to be forcibly impregnated. Here we go. Shame on you. Shame on you for doing what you've just done to those poor innocent individuals. Absolutely disgraceful, disgusting. Cows crap 6 to 8 times a day either way. Yeah, but they don't have diarrhea. What do you think he was rinsing down off the truck? Chick. I love all the pet names that people give me. Chick, honey, babes, baby. Like, oh. Like, come on. We're not in a fucking relationship. They'll go extinct. Yeah, these animals, they're domesticated, Colton. They were never supposed to exist in the first place. Like, what does it matter? Why does it matter if they don't exist? It's not like they're begging to be bred into existence. Thank you, Chickpea. Serving their purpose for food. Yeah, the thing is, who are we to determine what their purpose is? Who are we? Who are we to say that they're food? Who are we to say that they are here for us to eat? It's like if somebody says women are meant to be in the kitchen, or people with a different skin colour to us are meant to be slaves. Like, just because they're born into a specific body does not make it so that we can determine what their purpose is. Blah blah blah. I'm a little bit behind. Go tell the lion stop eating the zebra. I mean, if the lion could understand me, Wilson, and if the lion had another option, then yeah, of course I would. But human beings, they do have another option and they do understand me, so I'll continue speaking to humans who can actually make a difference and do something about it. Oh, Chickpea was the person. Okay, yeah. You're gonna have to say Chickpea, otherwise I'm gonna assume that you're calling me some kind of pet name, because I get that a lot. You need to eat a lot of meat and make a lot of delicious burgers. Meat is wonderful. No, meat is abuse and meat is murder. My sleeve is covered in what? What are you talking about? In snot? No, it's not. It might have a bit of dog slobber on, to be honest, because I did get slobbered on by a dog. Why do you care about me freezing my ass off? Why do you care about me being cold? Are you genuinely concerned, or do you not want me to show the truth? Weird. What time are you guys staying till? You don't know?
It's whenever you want to finish, we'll stay.
I think I've probably done like 2 hours now, so I could call it a day whenever, really. But
yeah, it's up to you. We'll have to stay till you.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got people chatting nonsense in the chat, but
I just came back over here in case there was another truck, so I could get a short or something.
Oh, here we go. Is this one, or is it not? Yes, it is. And the gate's closed. Yes, they haven't opened it quick enough. See that? Come on in, you're gonna have to stop. Hi babies. Hey. Angel. Hi Angel. Bless them. I'm so sorry. Oh, look, he's reversing because he doesn't want us to see. He keeps reversing and going back again. He didn't want us to see. Oh, what have you got to hide? Hello, Angel. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Damn. He pulled up to the gate, saw that we were getting footage, and then he started reversing and going back again like that so that we couldn't get footage. Why are these people so ashamed about what they do if it's so humane? Why so ashamed? Look at that. Terrified individuals. Yeah, why are they so ashamed? Why do they want to hide? They don't want us to see the animals. Go to the border, stop the boats. I'm not interested in going to the border and stopping the boats. If you want to do that, you do that. I'm defending animals. Try to work instead of wasting your time. I'm not working today, but I'm not wasting my time here. There's plenty of people who want to know what happens to animals, because there's people with good hearts who don't want to be responsible for this. So this is not a waste of my time. I'm happy to do it, and even if I was, you know, they deserve my time. Cows on farms are specifically raised for meat. Yeah, dogs bred for dog fighting are specifically raised for that. Some humans are specifically raised to be trafficked. Damn, I can hear the cries. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they're bred for this purpose. It's still unethical. Yeah, it's not a waste of time. Are you pro-abortion? Completely unrelated topic. Shame on you. Empty truck. They've taken these poor babies to be slaughtered. That's more important than what you're doing. I mean, I disagree, which is why I'm doing it. But if you feel that there's something more important, then please, by all means, go and do it. Nobody's stopping you. If you feel there's something more important, you go and do that. And I will do what I feel is most important, which is defending animals, non-human animals. They're the most oppressed being in the entire world. They've been exploited. They're the most oppressed group of individuals who have been exploited for the longest amount of time in the largest numbers. And it's the most, it's the most, it's the least funded. My hood is not staying where I want it to stay. It's the least funded, and it's the most socially accepted. So this is what I'm going to spend my time doing, because it's my time. And I'm going to spend my time doing what I feel is most important. But you, by all means, go and do what you want to do and spend your time doing. What is in that one? Is this a trailer? Oh, there's babies in there as well. I'm so sorry. Is this in the Midlands? Yes, it is. It is in the Midlands. It's in Leicester. The address is on their website, so you can go to their website. Here we go. Foyle Food Group, Melton Mowbray. You can go onto their website. The address is at the bottom. It's in Leicester. Oh, but yeah. So they've had a lot of trucks all coming at once. So I'm sure that there's probably a queue of cows waiting to be slaughtered, being offloaded on these trucks here. There's this guy still hosing down his truck. Waiting to be offloaded. The cows inside are crying. They can hear their cries, they can smell the blood, the pheromones. They must be absolutely terrified. Bless them. Bless them. The most vulnerable, defenseless, beings. Yeah, I mean, just ask yourself, you know, why would you want to support this? Why would you want to be part of this? Why? Why would you want to support the exploitation and the abuse of the most vulnerable, defenseless beings? You know, these animals who have never done anything wrong to anyone. Or they've just been unfortunate enough to be born into the body of a cow or a pig or a chicken. And they've not done anything to anyone, yet they're treated worse than we treat any criminal. We treat them worse than we treat the worst person, the worst criminal ever. For what? Just because they were born into this body that they didn't ask for? Leicester is spelled so weird. Leicester. Yeah, it's kind of spelled like Leicester. Thank you very much, Alex D. I'll be here standing up for these victims, showing the truth for as long as I possibly can. I made a promise to these animals when I went vegan that I will do everything I can, everything in my power to help them. And whatever that may be, it's never enough. It's never enough. They deserve so much more. They do. But I can only do my bit, and everyone else can do their bit. And collectively, this will end. This will end eventually. But I'm probably going to be ending this soon, guys. So if you hit that like button whilst you're still here, whilst I'm still live, it will hopefully help it get out to other people who'll be able to watch it, who'll be able to watch it back. Absolutely horrific. 3 trucks just waiting there, filled with cows. Who are trying to stick their heads out, anxious. Poor babies. Going to their death because we decided that their lives matter less than a burger that we don't need. Can you hear that? Yeah, I don't want to end it yet because I kind of feel like I want to be here with them in spirit. You know, they're surrounded by so much violence and they're surrounded by all of this oppression. And, you know, I want to be there with them in spirit. They probably don't know that I'm here fighting their corner. Maybe they do. Maybe they can feel my presence. Animals are so much smarter than what we grant them. You know, some of them have senses that we don't or we can't even comprehend. And people think that they're stupid because they can't do some of the things that we can do. But they've got so many more abilities. The fear on the transport truck will be so much before they even arrive. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because they get closer and closer and they can smell the blood and the pheromones. Wilson, I don't know what your comment is. Blasted by a farmer for eating your vegan food. You know, cows don't eat human vegan food, you know. They eat food that's grown specifically for them. I hope they know I'm here as well. And they can feel the love and care that's radiating off me. And maybe they can feel seen and heard, because a lot of animals, apologies if it's noisy, that guy is he's stopped now, he's still hosing down his truck. Yeah, a lot of animals, they come to these slaughterhouses and there's nobody there, and they must think that all humans are the devil. They must think that there's none of us are good, because all they've known is abuse and cruelty. They've never known love. But this is the minority. Hopefully they can feel this. I can hear the cries. See, when they start crying, this guy starts blasting his hose again. Maybe he's trying to drown out the sounds of their cries. Yeah, that's right. Imagine being born and having the date of your death. How we treat other animals is like the biggest. It does such a disservice to who we are as humans, because we don't need to be like this. We don't need to be like this. If we just stop and ask ourselves, like, what are we doing? We are so much better than this. Adam, I think I'm going to wait until the trucks are unloaded and then I'll probably go. I don't want to go just yet while they're still being taken off. But yeah, probably after that, when it goes a bit quiet.
So after
Got some people here with signs. Do you want to show your sign? They trust us.
They trust us.
We betray them. I'm not food. I don't have to die. Do you want to show yours now? Oh, it just says this is
We've been standing on the signs. We've been standing on the hill here with cars driving by. We've had a lot of people honking at us or waving at us and, you know, sticking their thumbs up in support. So yeah, let people know that this is a slaughterhouse. A lot of people don't even realise that driving past the slaughterhouse. They just think, you know, and you can see the look on their face. They can't believe that they're actually driving past it. So hopefully we're planting the seeds in their mind about what's really happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that, Neil. We treat the most gentle animals in the most horrific ways. They're the easiest to control, the easiest to abuse. the most vulnerable, defenseless. Like, why do we do it? Why do we do it? You're doing amazing. Thank you, Yummy the vegan zombie. Stay kind, stay focused, don't let the blind noise shake. Your compassion is stronger than their excuses. I really appreciate that. Yeah. You can kind of, oh my God, how long has this guy been there hosing down his truck? You can kind of hear the cries coming from the slaughterhouse. But there's probably a lot of background noise as well. I mean, I can hear the cries. Huh? Oh, are they unloading?
He's there now.
Yeah, he's opening it up. I'm not seeing much. Yeah, I'll put you back up higher if I can see something, but more vegans must be active. Yeah, absolutely agree. I'm inspiring inactive vegans. I hope so. I hope so, because yeah, being vegan is a non-action. It's a non-action. You're just not participating in the exploitation. Being a vegan activist, you're doing something above. You're going above and beyond, and that's what they need. You know. If you're not an active vegan, you're as much use to the animals as a dead carnist. You know, being vegan means rejecting their exploitation, which also means speaking out against it. It's like being anti-racist. It's not just about not being racist yourself, it's about not being racist, but then also if you hear somebody say something racist, then you speak out against it, you reject it. I'm wondering if they are rented trailers, so he has to clean before he returns. Maybe. Thank you, Yummy the vegan zombie. Yeah, so all of this flesh that comes out of here, it'll be going to supermarkets and wholesalers. That's who they sell to. And wholesalers sell into restaurants and like smaller corner shops and things like that. So, you know, these individuals that you've seen today, they can end up on anyone's plate. Anyone's. Can you hear those cries? Yeah, he is offloading, but you can't really see very much. It's like here. He's having to go back in and encourage them to get off because they don't want to get off on their own accord. Yeah, I don't know how you can say something like that, Wilson, about these defenseless, vulnerable beings. You know, it doesn't do you any favors to say stuff like that. It just makes you sound like a immature person who can't empathize with others. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you for being here. It's a way of life, yeah, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Human slavery was once a way of life, you know, but we evolved and we stopped it because it wasn't necessary, and it was wrong to put others into that position, right? Or do you agree with that as well? And if you don't, then how is this so different? Thank you to everyone who's here. I'm not sure how many we've had here, but yeah, unfortunately my scheduled live stream, which some people have been looking for because I sent the link out, I had to abandon it because the sound was echoing. What about the animals that die by farmers protecting vegan food? Yeah, most vegan food, Wilson, is grown to feed farmed animals, so we can minimise that by going vegan. And to answer your question about those animals, it's not good, and we should do what we can to not hurt them. We should not use poison or shoot anyone. But who's going to care about those animals while we're literally breeding billions of sentient individuals into existence to be taken into slaughterhouses? So who's going to care about them while we're doing this? Let's stop doing this, and then we can improve crop deaths, which are mostly happening for non-vegans, to grow the food to feed the animals. Right, that's the top row gone.
Still some more
At the back? On the top?
No, at the bottom.
Oh yeah, I see those. And these trucks, they've been waiting for ages. I blocked Wilson. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind having some trolls. To be honest, it helps boost the algorithm, but it's when they start spamming which annoys me, or obviously if they're being really like, if they're using hate language and stuff, then I'll block them. But yeah, I'm not too fussed about trolls who help boost the algorithm. It's an unnecessary way of death that doesn't need to happen. Yeah. What is Smarty Too Hotty? Slaughterhouses. Make me a mod and I'll help you. I don't really think I need a mod, to be honest, Kane. I've only got like 25 people in here, and I can see, I've been keeping up with all the comments, and nobody's spamming really. I've had a few trolls, but they make it more interesting. I can refute their bullshit, and yeah, I don't mind the odd troll, and they just make, to be honest, I think that trolls are kind of like, sometimes I say that they're, damn, that was a loud one. Sometimes I say that they're secret vegans because they actually like make people not like non-vegans even more, and then they're like, damn, I don't want to be like this guy. So yeah, sometimes I think they're like secret vegan activists doing our job for us. I'll try and stay quiet a little to see if I can pick up any of these noises. Kane, have you finished your live stream? I'm finishing mine when these trucks are empty. I want to stay here with them whilst they're going through this. Whilst they're being put through this. It's not often that animals are taken to slaughterhouses and they have vegans outside fighting their corners, so that's why I want to be here with them. I'm going from one slaughterhouse to another. You're going on like a slaughterhouse crawl. They're so beautiful. They're so gorgeous. They've got these big, beautiful eyes which are full of emotion, full of expression. No trucks at the first one. We didn't have trucks here for a while. We had to wait for a little bit. And now we've got 3 here waiting. I wish I could get around the back, but if I go around the back, he's already warned us once. He might phone the police and they'll be like, oh, well, you've been...
able to see much from there anyway.
No, I mean like the very back.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like the opposite side, basically. I think that might be someone else's land. That's the thing, like, trespass is fine, but if you've been asked to leave or if you've been warned don't come here, then it's aggravated trespass and that's a criminal offence. We're not here to break the law, you know, we're here to show people the truth. So yeah, I don't want to take the piss because, you know, he's told me that I can't go there. Being vegan means you're not responsible for the exploitation. Not being active means you're allowing it to happen. Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. Absolutely. I think he's doing the bottom now. I think if I was on that truck, I'd be so terrified. I'd just want it out the way. I'd want to be, I think, being last. Imagine being the last one. You know, having to sit and wait. Stand there and wait for everyone else to be murdered. Hearing their cries and their screams and knowing the whole time that it's going to happen to you. Like, it's getting closer and closer. Oh my God, what is that? Can you hear me? Neil, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the sound's working. Is the sound on? Anyone? Is the sound on? You are hearable. Perfect. Yeah, that truck is nearly empty now. Last few cows. Crying. Their cries, they're so... You can hear in their cries, and I don't know why people claim to play so stupid when it comes to animals. You know, it's like if you have a dog in your home, you know what they want from the noises that they make because they communicate with us. You know what emotions they're feeling from partly their noises, so you know if they're distressed. You're right.
Watch the other ones as well, the other trucks.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you?
I'll probably have to get going because I'm
Yeah,
working
yeah.
later on as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I still stay. I still stay.
These guys are staying anyway. So.
Yeah. It's up to you. I mean, you don't have to.
Don't leave you.
No,
we can't.
well, I'll
We'll
stay.
never leave the activists on their own. So,
Yeah.
Just in case, you know, we just want to make sure.
Yeah. Well, that truck. I mean, I've only got a little bit of battery left as well. I've got
Right.
I've got like 20%, and my even my portable charger is dead. I thought it was fully charged, but
Let's carry on for a bit.
but yeah.
You're good to go.
You guys are here anyway.
It was Tuesday, yeah.
Alright, you want to keep all of this one then? Both of them or? You want to keep one?
Sunday lunch right there.
Alright.
Wow.
Nice and nice.
All right, see you later.
again,
Nice to see you. Bye. Yeah, I don't know how you can say that so proudly. You know, my Sunday lunch didn't have a life. You know, there's no victim on my plate. Why are you so proud? Why are you so proud to be responsible for the exploitation and the murder of these vulnerable, defenseless animals who can't fend for themselves? Why are you proud of that? It doesn't make you seem like I don't know, it doesn't make you seem like a nice person, a good person. Hey John Caltag, how are you? Professor Jem. So, he's getting in his truck now to drive away after dropping off all the victims. We've got two other trucks
Dog in the front of that one.
waiting. There's a dog?
There's a dog in front of that truck at the back there. Dog right there.
Oh shit. Well, there's a little one. These have been waiting for ages.
There's a little dog in the front of that one.
Yeah, off it goes. Empty truck now, leaving the site. I'm just going to stay a little bit longer until he's next. I'm going to stay a little bit longer until to stay with the animals who are being murdered. I want to be here with them.
Oh, it's hidden behind that one now.
Yeah, you can't see much, but I want to be here with them in spirit, you know. But animals died for vegan food as well. It's a way of life. Yeah, but the animals who died for vegan food, they weren't exploited and they weren't murdered. And you can minimize the amount of animals who died for vegan food by going vegan. Like, that's a vegan argument, right? It's like saying, like, imagine if, you know, somebody who was protesting against human exploitation, human slavery, right? And somebody said, well, humans die in road traffic accidents, so we might as well mass breed them and exploit them. Like, it's just a bullshit argument. Yeah, I do go to halal factories. I went to one last month. There's a video on my page. So if you want to see more of this, please subscribe, hit that like. I'm not going to be here for much longer. I'm just waiting for these trucks to be emptied and then I'll go. I've not got very much battery on my phone, I can't see very much. I just want to be here with the animals in spirit whilst they're going through the most horrific moments of their life. They were wild, it's worse. Why is it worse being in a position where you can escape, where you're free, where your whole life you've been free, you're not viewed as a commodity? Why is that worse than being commodified, confined, being enslaved, and having your whole life controlled, being forcibly impregnated? Look at that. Why would that be worse? I can't show you, but it's basically full of shit. He's gonna hose down. Yeah, if you're those animals, they're in a position they can escape. They do just recycle the same silly claims over and over. You're right. I feel too tall now. Step in here. Yeah, I think a lot of them, like on comment sections and stuff, are probably just bots repeating the same crap. So, yeah, I've got 18%. My battery's going pretty fast because I'm using my data. I'm on 18% and my battery's going pretty fast because I'm using data. You need to get home.
No, you need it to get home.
Oh no, well I'll plug it in my car.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just, I'll just stay until they've offloaded. I don't think they'll take as long as the big one. And yeah, we haven't had any trucks. They just all kind of came at once, didn't they? Yeah. I don't know where they've came from, because the people driving these trucks, they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to stop.
We had one earlier who was trying to stop us looking in, weren't they? They were reversing.
Yeah, reverse. It was going forward and back, trying to stop us. Like, why? What have you got to hide? Why don't you want us to see the victims? So, I can't remember what I was going to say. Painful to hear them. Possibly paid a small wage, yeah. That's a possibility, John. I think. Maybe. Because that's the thing, like the people in these industries, they've got every single financial interest to keep this going. So how can they escape when they're poisoned? Yeah, exactly, John. Why would a vegan poison anyone? The only reason that they're being poisoned is because we live in a world where being poisoned is acceptable, because animals are being bred into existence and they're being seen as commodities. Do you think animals would be poisoned in a vegan world? Do you think poison would even exist if people viewed animals as actual individuals? Because it's illegal to poison humans, right? Being vegan is basically an extension of human rights to other animals as well. And why shouldn't we grant them the same kind of rights? Because, you know, they, just like us, they're individuals. They feel. They're having an experience. They want to live, just like us. We're not special. I'm making this a bit lower. Oh, we've got to ring Mel and Steve as well.
Yeah.
When this is done. Yeah. Far right fascism. Still animals crying inside. Anybody here let's do a survey just of interest. If you're here and you're vegan, please put 1 in the chat. If you're not vegan, if you hate animals, truck. Shh. The gate's closed, so I'm gonna run. Hey babies, I'm so sorry. Hello gorgeous. Hello beautiful. Hello darling. You're so pretty. Yes you are. I'm so sorry. Okay, come back. Hello Angel. Hi. Hello Angel. Hello. Hello sweetheart. Oh, you're so pretty. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, darlings. Hello, sweetheart. We're trying. We are trying, I promise. We're trying, we're fighting for you. Yeah, we are. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They're only just opening the gate. Hello, darling. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wow, that's... Bye, darling. Oh, man. That's the only footage I've managed to get of a truck today. And I'm glad that I hung around. So, I was gonna say, if you're vegan, put a 1. If you hate animals, put 2. And if you're open to being vegan, put 3 in the chat. Oh my God, how beautiful were those cows? How gorgeous with their big eyes. You know, nobody in their right mind could look into those beautiful, big, vulnerable eyes and say that they deserve what they're having to endure right now. Oh my God. They are very nervous. Understandably so. Understandably so, because they can hear the screams and the cries. If you eat meat, put 4. That wasn't an option, Wilson. If you're vegan, if you hate animals, or if you're open to being vegan. To be honest, it sounds like you're a number 2. Because, yeah, you hate animals, you're trying to promote their abuse and their oppression, right? Yeah? So you must really hate them. You must really hate them. Otherwise you'd be a number 3. You'd be open to being vegan. Just because I eat meat doesn't mean I hate animals. Why would you do this to them if you don't hate them? Do they deserve this? Do they deserve to be taken to their death? Do they deserve to be exploited for their body parts and functions when they don't have to be? %. Why would you put them through this if you don't hate them? Yeah, and why are you trolling, saying, oh, animals are killed in crop deaths? I think you're a number 3. You just don't want to admit it. I think that you don't like animal exploitation and that you are open to being vegan, but you don't want to admit it because it's easier for you not to. We've got 2 more trucks to be unloaded. I love meat. Well, the animals, they love their lives and they love their freedom.
Last one now?
You know? Oh, we got last one.
I think that one's done.
Yeah. The animals love their lives far more than you love a little bit of pleasure that you get putting their body parts into your mouth. Would it really be acceptable if somebody loved exploiting you, if they loved the pleasure they got from exploiting you, from killing you? Would it be acceptable for them to use the very same excuse that you're using? Oh, but I like it. I get a little bit of pleasure from it. I get a bit of pleasure. You can't love animals and eat them. If you loved your child or you loved your spouse, would you beat them? No, you shouldn't set your 2 dogs free, Josk. Why would you do that? Nobody's advocating for that. We're advocating for animals not to be bred into a position where they're being exploited and murdered. Is that red one still got animals on?
Oh, maybe. You can't see. I don't think that.
Yeah, because he's reversing in.
Yeah,
So it might be the 2. But I might have to end this. Because I've only got 9% left.
Oh yeah, we need to call melons. I
Yeah.
could do that for mine, but
Yeah. Well, do you want to do it from yours? If not, I'll end mine now and do
I
it
can
from
do it
mine.
for mine then. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, then can be a bit longer.
All right. Well, I'll stay until my phone dies then. People kill other people. Yeah, but that doesn't justify us to
So that means
mass
we can
breed
all
and
kill other
exploit them.
people? Is that what you're saying?
Thank you so much, John. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate the support. Really appreciate it. Thank you for joining, everybody who's here. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I do want to do more of these live streams. I'd like to be able to get out at least, once a week doing something like this. But yeah, maybe if I can afford to drop some hours at the sanctuary that I'm working at. Oh, Mel and Steve, we're heading off around 12. No worries if you want to carry on. Yeah, we're finishing in a little while. There's 2 trucks that are just being offloaded, so I was going to hang around, but my battery is quite low. I'm only on 8%. So we're going to finish up in a minute. I wanted to stay while these animals are here. Or come on late for a debrief. Mel and Steve, are you going to be live after 12? My battery won't last until that time anyway. Yeah, Jordan, it is a terrible logic. Wild animals do a lot of horrible, evil things. It doesn't mean that we should do them too. Some vegans see veganism as total freedom for animals. No, there's only one definition of veganism, which is the principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. It's nothing to do with animals being free. In fact, we should not set animals free who have been bred in a position where they depend on us for their survival, because that would just be even crueler, right? A dog who is domesticated, or a cow or a chicken who's domesticated, who's never lived in the wild, who can't fend for themselves, it would be cruel to release them. That's why we have animal sanctuaries where we take care of animals, where we let them live out their lives as much as we possibly can. It's not about setting them free and let them live in the wild. It's about being free from exploitation, not being free to fend for yourself. Yeah, I'll probably come on at 12, Mel and Steve. You shouldn't be having pets. Yeah, beside the situation, you rescued them. That's absolutely right. If you've rescued somebody, you're putting them you're basically giving them the best scenario that they could possibly have, right? 6%. Because, they've been bred into a body where they depend on us. they've been bred that way. So paying a breeder to breed animals into existence, of course that would be wrong, but rescuing animals and giving them the best possible life that you can, that does not go against veganism. Thank you, Smotty Tuhati. Thank you for being here. Cows are tasty. The thing is that we can get taste pleasure without exploiting anyone. We don't need to do this to get taste pleasure, and their lives aren't less important than our taste. Yes. Would it be acceptable for somebody to exploit you or abuse you or be violent towards you because they got pleasure from it? Would that be okay? Because that's what your argument's saying. Right, I think I'm gonna leave it here because I'm on 6%. So I'm gonna go now and hop on Mel and Steve's live. But thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for being here, and I'll try and do another one very soon. Bye bye.